Jocelyn, thank you so much for joining us on talkSPORT and the Women's Football Show and the Kickback. We're here at your training ground, London City Lionesses, looking ahead to the new season. How much are you looking forward to it? And for this club, the first time it's been in the WSL.
It's a very exciting moment for the club. Now you can see our facilities and our training ground, but if you compare, for example, with what we had 1 year ago, it's completely different. The evolution in the club is very, very fast, and now a new chapter is about to start in WSL, probably the best league in the world. So me as a coach, of course, I'm very excited because this is where we wanted to be. But it also we have a lot of things to prepare to be sure we are ready to compete with the best club of England, and I'm looking forward to see where we are now.
I know you've had a couple of months to reflect on it. How do you reflect back on promotion last year and just how much of a big achievement that was for this club?
Sometimes I don't really realize how we did it, because when you remember when we started from, it was almost impossible to talk about the promotion in 1 year. I remember a very important meeting with all the leaders in August last season, 1 year ago now. And we say, okay, probably we will need 1 year to build everything we need before thinking of promotion and perform the way we should perform. But as I said, the evolution in this club is very fast. We have a lot of support, human, financial support, so of course it helps a lot. And if we are good in building the culture this kind of club needs to compete in the high level, we can be optimistic to keep this very fast evolution.
And let's talk about your managerial journey, because you've got an engineering degree. Before going into coaching and management, you launched your own match analytics setup back home in France before getting into management. Tell us a little bit more about the journey you had, and is that going to make it even more special when you're standing on the touchline against Arsenal on the opening day?
You will laugh a little at me, but I think if I need to summarize, my parents did everything they could to push me away from the football world. So I come from a football family. My grandfather, my father. So I did my degree, everything, my duty as a good child, but as soon as I finished, really my wish was to come back in the football, to my passion. So that's why I started as an analyst at that moment, and try to see how I can help coaches with... Now we have a lot of data tools and many software, but 25 years ago it was just the beginning of machine learning, of artificial intelligence and everything. So I start like this, and PSG one time in French national team gave me my first chance to prove as an analyst. And after I signed in Lyon, and I made probably all the steps possible: third assistant coach, second assistant coach, first assistant coach. I was even 1 year in China fitness coach. So if people know me, they know it's just impossible to imagine me as a fitness coach, but I did before having a first chance. And when PSG called me back to take this team, it was a great opportunity for me. And I'm happy about the first game. This is what a wonderful test for us. We play the champion of Europe. This is where we want to be. I don't know how long the journey will be, but it's very clear Michelle wants us to be on the top of England, and a big club of Europe in the future. So now we have a very good opportunity to see, how we are compared to the champion of Europe. And we will have a lot of lesson to take from this game, and what about creating a good surprise. And
throughout your career, are there any managers out there that you've tried to sort of take inspiration from or tried to learn from throughout your career?
A lot. I'm lucky because first I know it's quite traditional and maybe old-fashioned for the new generation, but I was very fortunate. My father taught me his job. So he's a very famous coach in France, winning Champions League and everything. So this is for sure an advantage I had. And yes, I had a lot of good coach. I was very influenced by the Spanish methodology and way of play. The great Barcelona from 2008 and the Spain 2010. And French, of course, French national team. But I would say yes, a lot of inspiration from great manager like Guardiola, and more recently as a Parisian people, because I grew up 30 years in Paris, in Parisian. So of course, Luis Enrique and what he achieved last season, for me, it's a huge source of inspiration.
If you had to go for a coffee with Luis Enrique, what would you ask him?
Give me in the short time you can be with me. I will listen. I will not talk. Try to tell me everything you can tell me, advice or whatever. I take. Everything you can tell me, I take it.
And it's been an exciting summer for the club off the pitch in terms of some of the signings you've managed to bring in, the likes of Daniel van der Donk, Nikita Paris as well, very familiar to WSL fans out there. How big of a statement of intent is that, the fact you've been able to bring such experienced professionals and WSL winners in the shape of Danielle and Nikita to the club?
I think it was a necessary step. If I know it's hard at some point when we rebuild the team and when the club decided to rebuild the team, but if we look at what happened the last 2 seasons with Bristol and Palace, obviously we don't want the same story repeats again. So it means we need to give the best chance to be strong enough, to be ready to adapt fast as possible to this new league, because we know the gap exists between the WSL 2 and the WSL. So we wanted, and the club and the new sport director really wanted to give the best chance as possible. So it's we have a lot of young players, talented, very young players. So it's great to have also experienced players, like you mentioned. They know the WSL. They already competed. They have competed for many years in that level. Daniel come back in WSL, so it's great after we're winning many trophies in Lyon, so they can share this experience, help me to develop all the young talented players we have. So as a coach, it's something so much valuable on pitch, but also outside the pitch, to create the culture I mentioned with you before at the beginning of this interview.
And a lot of London City Lionesses fans will have been excited potentially by the speculation about potentially a club being interested in Beth Mead as well. Is there any potential truth to that? Is she someone you would like to bring here?
Listen, if I'm a promoted team and I work for another club, if someone come and tell me we try to convince Beth Mead to join, I would say, hey, come on, are you serious? But this is why something is very special in London City. First, because of Michelle, but it's really a place where everything is possible. And because we are the promoted team, but Michelle wants us to be ambitious and give all the support we need to be to be able to be ambitious. So no, I'm not surprised if when they told me they are talking with Beth Mead. Okay, let's try and let's see.
You mentioned Michelle there. How would you describe your relationship with her? Because she seems someone who is very ambitious and driven to make this club the best it can possibly be.
This is the least we can say. Yes. Like she told me many times, hey, Joss, this is not charity. But this is why this project is exciting. This is why I wanted to join, and I left the championship club to join this project. Of course, it was not to just be a coach of WSL2 teams. And I think it's the same for many players, from Kosovari Aslani last season, for kids, for Danielle, for Elena Linari, the captain of Italian team. If they want to join this project, it's because they want to create something special, probably something different. We cannot be the same as Chelsea, Arsenal at the moment. We are probably far from them at the moment. And if we would just want to copy them, we will be always late. So my challenge here is try to convince maybe we can work differently, reach as a high level with a different approach as an independent club. And I think many players, young but also experienced, famous players, believe in this project. One more time, Michelle give us a final point, and she's very clear. Now it's about how we do all together to reach this point, which road we choose. And this is why it's very exciting for everyone.
And you mentioned about how ambitious the club is. We talked about Crystal Palace and Bristol City haven't been able to stay up previously when they've come up. What makes you believe, and what makes Michelle believe that London City could be the club that stays up and has a really successful season this year?
This is a good question, but now we work hard. We work about the challenge for us will be to really create the team. We had a lot of new signings, a lot of new players, but my mission is to make them play all together, create a team with all these individual and talented players. And if we do that, I think we have enough talent to at least be ready to compete and stay in WSL. After, how we could be, I don't know. It will depend one more time how fast we adapt to this league, about the rhythm, the intensity, the physicality of this league also. But I'm confident I think we have all the chances we need, all the resources we need to avoid the team from the relegation. Yes.
And lastly, then, what would your message be then to the London City Lionesses fans and going into this season?
We need the support, but this is also something I really like here in terms of as a coach, after of a gameplay philosophy. We need to seduce the fan base. I want them to enjoy the game, not just focus on the result, but also the way we play. 90-95 minutes, I want they feel they live something very intense every game. We will struggle sometimes, of course it will be hard some moments, and probably this is also an adventure we want to share with them. We cannot build anything without them. So if we say without fans, this adventure doesn't make sense at all. So I hope they will seduce and convince them to follow us, and happy to come in the stadium more and more. And if we can then make proud to wear the jersey of London City, it will be for sure a big proof we are on the good way.
Well, thank you so much for your time. After listening to you there, even I'm excited to see how you do this season. Wishing you the best of luck, and good luck on the opening day of the season against Arsenal. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.